Now that our main man Gojo is back, is it possible that Yuta and Gojo have a team up? Absolutely yes. I think seeing that these two powerhouses for the good guys team up would be insanely hype, and allow me to go off on a little crackpot theory here on how I see this whole thing going down if it does happen. Now Gojo is finally free from the prison realm. The first thing he did was go to Kenjaku in order to give Geto a proper burial that he deserves. However, Yuta is also most likely to have the same objective and motive here, considering how much Yuta looks up to Gojo and how Yuta is considered to be second only to Gojo. I mean, that's in terms of power, but yeah, we get what you get what I'm saying here. I could foresee a rematch happening here between Yuta and Kenjaku in Geto's body and Gojo versus Sukuna, and it seems even though Gojo wants to give Geto a proper burial, his main focus here after coming out of the box was Sukuna. And as we also have to look at the fact now that Sukuna is also inhabiting Megumi's body, again, someone who is also very, very close to Gojo, who he basically raised as his own son here. There is a lot of emotional value for us as the reader and for them as a character going into this fight. And something I seen a fair amount of when this chapter did come out here was just how calm Gojo was upon seeing Megumi's body being used and taken over by Sukuna. And you have to remember, when someone becomes a Jujutsu Kaisen sorcerer, or a Jujutsu sorcerer should I say, they are basically dealing with cases of pure evil and malice. They have to remain calm even when the worst happens, and a prime example of this was with Yuji and Todo in Shibuya. Yuji was absolutely devastated, while Todo remained stoic and calm throughout the whole experience of seeing his peers being killed, tortured basically, and harmed. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that is why Gojo was so calm. He has seen a lot of this dark kind of stuff happen before, and I also believe it's possible Gojo saw the soul of Megumi inside of Sukuna in a similar way to him seeing Geto within Kenjaku. Even though everything that he saw was Geto, he knew it wasn't right. Do see Gojo and Yuta having a team up here, and I do think it would be absolutely insane. I also think it would come full circle in what Gege is trying to do here, with Gojo having narratively put this rematch to the 24th of December, which I think is crazy because that just leads us right back into Jujutsu Kaisen 0. So Gojo is organizing this seemingly final fight for that date, which again is the date that Yuta and Gojo fought against Geto and his Care Spirits and won. However, the mistakes that Gojo made in the past of last time here, I think he will definitely do different right now. I think right now Gojo has the chance to correct his previous mistakes, and for me personally, that's what I would like to see. Which brings us neatly into our next question of the member video. By the way, if you ever want to be featured in these videos, consider becoming a member to the channel. It's one of the best ways to support me as a creator. I'm constantly working on ways to provide more content and interactions with the members, so yeah, consider that. Appreciate you. What do you think the other business Gojo and Sukuna have to attend first is? In terms of Sukuna, I actually don't know. Gojo speculated that there may be a binding vow present between these two, and that's what their business is. And we already know Kenjaku has binding vows coming out of his ass cheeks, and obviously a couple of them must now be with Sukuna to end the everlasting game. We know that is one of them, which he now finally has put the plans in motion to do so. However, I'm not convinced that that is the full thing. There's obviously going to be more here, and we know with Kenjaku there is always something more. So as for what that thing actually is, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. However, my crazy crackpot theory here could be him wanting Yuji's body after he's done with Geto's. However, I have absolutely zero basis for this other than the fact that we know he had an interest in taking over Kaori Itadori's body. So creating Yuji, maybe that was the reason and purpose that he created Yuji. Again, maybe the binding vow has something to do with that. I don't know. It was just a crazy crackpot theory. I have no basis for that one. As for Gojo's business, I've already speculated 4 things for this one. Number 1, we're going to see Gojo go to his students and prep them for the final fight here and give them some actual last minute planning and knowledge, and also give them a fucking thank you for literally getting his ass out of the realm, because Lord knows these kids have suffered for that shit. Number 2, Gojo is just going to go and straight up murk all of the higher-ups. We know that he has wanted to overthrow the higher-ups now for the longest time, but he has chosen the path of non-violence because he doesn't want the world to just be a cycle of hatred like that. And we also know anyone who removes the seal will also be treated as a traitor within the Jujutsu Kaisen world. So we know literally all of his students now being involved in his unsealing are now basically criminals and traitors to the Jujutsu world. So I see zero reason why Gojo wouldn't just resort to violence Now that things have escalated this far, the King of Cases has been resurrected, Kenjaku's plans are going absolutely incredibly well for a villain. I see no reason as to why Gojo wouldn't just go to the higher ups now and kill them, because realistically he has nothing left to lose by not doing this. Number 3 is Gojo could be going to speak to the rest of the Gojo clan, because honestly, apart from Gojo actually himself, we know absolutely zilch about this man's clan, and every other clan in the big 3 families has been fleshed out apart from Gojo's. All we know is that at some point in the past, the heads of the Gojo and the Zenin clan killed each other, and that is realistically it. So I wouldn't mind seeing the other Gojo clan members. That would be kind of nice. And then finally, number 4, Gojo is going to speak to Yuta about his trip over to Africa, and we've seen Yuta keep secrets before from the higher ups and people he's unsure about. For example, when he went to kill Yuji, and he did it without hesitation to prove to Naoya he wasn't trying to rescue Yuji. I think it's possible Yuta may have lied about his findings in Africa with Miguel in front of Tengen, just because Gojo may not have trusted Tengen 100%. So I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility that Yuta is hiding information from the others under Gojo's orders, basically working as a double agent. And this is obviously absolutely circumstantial here, but Yuta's statement about him being the one to kill Kenjaku, very much filled with confidence. So that makes me think he must have something to back up this claim. Maybe there was a curse tool that he found over in Africa with Miguel, and maybe that will come back full circle, because Gege right now narratively is going full circle with this whole Jujutsu Kaisen 0 thing, so maybe that is the case. Will Sukuna and Kenjaku actually wait until the 24th of December, or will they just ambush the team? Honestly, I don't think they care, like genuinely. In terms of Kenjaku, he stated multiple times he just wants chaos. He can't control, and allowing Gojo to act freely is something Kenjaku really doesn't have a say in either way. Let's be real here. Even with Sukuna protecting him, if that fight was to continue in chapter 221, I think Gojo would have ended up actually just killing Kenjaku straight up and then proceeding with his fight with Sukuna here. As for Sukuna, I theorized in my last review that Sukuna is giving me real strong Saitama from One Punch Man vibes right now. A man who's just become unreasonably strong and is just waiting around for a fight that could basically give him his final challenge. And I think he recognizes Gojo as that challenge. Now Sukuna has clashed with Gojo in a body he has full control over. I think he was able to get a good gauge on Gojo's strength and sees him as that challenge, and he's been waiting for him all this time. So I don't think Sukuna cares about waiting that little bit longer to have Gojo prep everything that he needs for this final fight, as long as Sukuna is going to get a good fight. Can we expect Yuji vs Kenjaku, since Kenny will probably explain Yuji's origin and his parents? Honestly, I think Yuji's heritage may not actually come from Kenjaku. Now bear with me, this is gonna get a little bit crackpotty here. Yuji is Kenjaku's child, and we know Yuji's body is different from everyone else. Yuji took in Sukuna and was the perfect vessel for some unknown reason, and he was able to suppress Sukuna's soul. Sukuna has attacked 3 people in the series that were gravely wounded. One was Inomaki, who lost an arm to Sukuna's domain in Shibuya. Number 2 was Hana/Angel, who lost their arm also to Sukuna's bite, and another was Mahito, who entered Sukuna's innate domain and tried to touch his soul until Sukuna slashed him. Now bear with me here. Inomaki and Hana haven't actually healed from their injuries due to RCT not being able to heal damage done to the soul. Mahito also says this during his fight with Yuji way back earlier in the series here. However, Yuji and Mahito were attacked by Sukuna, and Mahito was able to heal his soul because he's aware of his soul and also able to manipulate it. Yuji, on the other hand, I think was healed from Sukuna's attacks, and I think this could be based on 2 reasons. One, these slashes didn't do enough damage based on Sukuna's 10% cursed output. I think that could have been a factor. Or number 2, I believe could be the case, is due to Yuji's soul being different to others. And I believe the book that Choso was given by Yuki, which was a book about the soul, which now Choso has given to Yuji, is going to be the answer to Yuji's origins. And I think he'll end up figuring out himself through that book, which will then later be confirmed in its entirety by Kenjaku. And that is an absolute crackpot theory. However, we all know I love me some crackpot theories in here, mixed in with a simple dash of copium. What is the future of Megami, and can he remove Sukuna's soul from inside? Listen, I'm gonna keep it a stack here, boys. Before the climax of the Orozu fight, I theorized 3 possibilities for our boy Megami here, based off the outcome. Number 1, Sukuna killed Sumiki, causing Megami to sink completely into the abyss, which seems to be the case as of right now. Number 2, Megami seeing Sumiki being killed would cause Megami's rage to bubble up and bring him to the top of the soul, and able to hinder Sukuna in some way. Not completely take over, but at least hinder him in some way that would have been narratively effective to our protagonists. And then number 3 is, if neither of these two were to be the case, then the final option I theorized would be Gojo interacting with Sukuna would cause Megami to rise back up momentarily, in a similar case to Gojo and Kenjaku. However, when it comes back to Megami as a whole right now, I think his story narratively is done. I think he may be gone permanently, which is a very, very tough pill to swallow because of how sudden it all just went down. But again, we have to realize over 200 chapters were done and made to build up this whole story. This was wholly just running. Every time Sukuna was free, he showed interest in Megami. So I feel like Megami's whole thing was just to be a vessel for Sukuna, unfortunately. Again, unless that book that Yuji gets from Choso can influence the narrative in any way due to his information, brand new information on the souls, I think it could be the case that Megami is gone for good. Anyway, that is everything from this member video. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe and like the video and let me know what you thought about in the comments down below. And if you want to support me and the channel a little bit further, consider becoming a member. And as always, thank you all to the members who support the channel. And as always, again, I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Much love, big kisses, peace.